Welcome to example 5 of 6.6. We just saw this example actually with the Khan Academy video stealing from was it? 3 blue, 1 brown? 3 brown, 1 blue, that's it. And basically, we got to see those rotations visually, but let's do the math. If I raise it to the third power, the first thing we need is to find the radius or the hypotenuse or the modulus. So that's just Pythagorean theorem with 1 and root 3 as your legs. So then you're going to get a hypotenuse of 2. One thing I want to stress, because I have not been doing a good job of this, I mentioned the word modulus, but I also should say how we write it. But notice over here they wrote it in the absolute value symbol. So again, remember how in vectors we wrote the magnitude with absolute value symbols? We can also say the magnitude is the modulus of a vector. And again, the modulus of a complex number is also, again, similar to the vector or the hypotenuse or the radius in polar form. But this is how you would write it. Okay, I just don't want anybody to miss out on understanding this notation. But your hypotenuse will be 2. And so the other thing is, if you have a opposite of root 3 and an adjacent of 1, then that means you know your angle is going to be 60 degrees because tangent of 60 is root 3. We've done this a few times already at this point. So let's go ahead. We know modulus of 1 plus I root 3 is 2. So in polar form, we know that it's 2 cosine of pi over 3 plus I sine of pi over 3. And if I want to raise this to the third, then, so this is z1. So if I want z to the third, actually I don't need the 1 because there's only one single complex number here. So z to the third would be, take your radii and it'd be 2 times 2 times 2. So that's 2 to the third. And then it would be pi over 3 plus pi over 3 plus pi over 3. So that'd be cosine of 3 pi over 3 plus I sine 3 pi over 3. And at the end of the day, z to the third would equal 8. Right? Those would cancel out. So cosine of pi will be -1 plus I times sine of pi would be 0. And so hence z to the third is -8, which we saw before, but whoops, not the right one. We saw this before, but hopefully now you understand how it works with rotations. I'll see you in example 6.